Yes, my name's Stephen Nash. My presentation is over guns. Not just guns, but guns in our homes, guns with our children, guns on campus now, things along those lines. Wanted to look at was shotgun more popular for home defense, a pistol per se for home defense. Then also look at our concealed carry on campus now, and then also talk about children being affected by guns in the home, and just kind of get an update or a visual of how many people did have guns, how many people didn't, and just things along those lines. So starting off, like I said, we got guns. We have guns in our homes. We have on campus now, officially as of August 1st, and then also with our children. Guns in homes. It's kind of hard to see, but there's three options that people had to choose from. One was no, meaning they did not have a gun in the home, not applicable, or yes, they did. First, we'll go at not applicable, 33.89%. Not 100% sure what that means. I'm not sure if they were just not wanting to admit it. Things along those lines. I'm not quite sure, but those were the three major factors. No was at 39.45. And the other was at 26.67 for yes, they do have one in the home. I was very surprised to see the yes factor be so low, but like I said, with not applicable, that's taking a big chunk of the data. Next would be pistol or shotgun. Same three things will apply. You have no, not applicable, or yes. As you can tell, again, the not applicable are both very large. And then people saying no is over 50% in both, or 49.72, I'm sorry, saying no, they do not. Once again, I'm not sure if that's people lying or if they just truly don't believe in it. And then you can see a very small portion on both shotgun or pistol are yes. Threatened or shot at. That was one other category that I looked at, and it said 2,904. I did it since 1996. There wasn't a whole lot more information. Obviously, that number is very low, and we know that just from the news that number is very tattered or tainted. It's much higher than that. One big shock to me, or I guess not shock, but surprising factor was when I looked into children and children affected by guns as far as child incidents. I did all 50 states, and this was in the past year for 2016. I got it off a website that did a graph, or did a Excel spreadsheet, and I did a pivot table on it. As you can see, unfortunately, Texas is number one, with almost 35 incidents, and then the other two were Missouri and Florida. As we know, Texas is a very well-known gun-toted state, so I don't think that's very shocking, especially since we have our kids doing pistol lessons and shotgun lessons and doing that for fun. Campus concealed carry, that happened as of August 1st, that people are allowed to carry their firearms specific areas on campus as long as they're over 21 and have their concealed handgun license. I looked at the website, or UTSA sent out an email about that, stating that there were certain areas that could be carried and certain areas that could not. I'm not sure how they're going to really watch that or monitor that. It doesn't really make sense to me how you could say, okay, you can carry it all around, but then the minute you go into the library, you can't carry it. You have to go to your car and take it there, which isn't safe if somebody breaks into it. So I'm wondering how that's going to work, and how they're going to stipulate. You can't take it in. I think they said with groups of people or big gatherings. I think they're trying to put stipulations on something that it's really hard. You're out in the open, you're concealing it. I'm not sure how they're going to take care of that. And that's what I mean by carry, where I say I think it's going to be a little bit tougher than they think to really monitor that, but we'll see. In conclusion, the biggest things that I found, let's say with the investigation or with the research, was shotguns per se. I know that those numbers are tainted as far as the shotgun, especially. I looked up on a website, and I put that in my works cited. That was here. I'll find it real quick. It was Gun Violence Archive, and they had some questions about why shotgun or why pistol. A couple of things about a shotgun is a myth they said is that people think they would use a shotgun for home defense because that they don't have to aim. Well, in a home defense situation where you're shooting is very close range, so a buckshot is not going to have a lot of time to actually spread. So you do need to aim. The benefit of that is that when a buckshot hits a torso, it is going to do the job. That it's been proven that some people, especially if they're on drugs, if you shot them once with a handgun, you might have to shoot them 4 or 5 times before you stop them. 9 times out of 10, if you hit somebody with a buckshot shotgun, they're going to stop right then. So for home defense, it's recommended, but then also at the same time, if you have to actually go through your house, let's say you have 2 stories and your kids are upstairs and you have to get upstairs, it's very hard to tote around and get around corners, and it's not as agile in case you do have to do something. So that was the pros and cons. So I would say if you were going to look at what should you use, I think for home defense by the bed, kind of protecting your fort type mentality, you would want to use the shotgun. It's a staggering number how many kids are injured. I think the total number, was 226 in the United States in 2016. And so I think that's just a lack of education and a lack of people being lazy and not teaching their kids the right and wrong ways to use firearms. Thank you very much.